Hello everyone, welcome to rachelpichleryoga. Just in case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a full body flow, so find some space to move and let's get started. So let's begin today in just a nice comfy seat. We're actually going to place our hands on the ground beside us. So lightly rest your fingertips, maybe even press into them to bring some more length into your spine. You can close your eye. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears, and maybe there's a slight bend through your elbow. And you soften your forehead, your cheeks and jaw. And you start to notice your breath. No need to change it. Just notice it. And you gently press your sit bones into the ground and maybe lengthen your spine more. And then using a slower and deeper inhale, you can reach your right arm out, up and over, and maybe walk your left fingertips away. Take the bend out of that elbow, but then push into your fingertips. Maybe lift your chin up towards that right shoulder. Reach and stretch. Using an inhale, find your way back so that you're sitting tall again. Fingertips to the ground beside you. Reset. Press into the ground slightly to lengthen your spine. Soften your forehead. Notice your breath. And then let a deeper inhale help you reach your left arm out, up, and maybe over. Walk your right hand away from you too, and then push into it. Stretch. Breathe. Maybe lift your chin up towards that left shoulder, your top shoulder. And then using an inhale to find your way back. One more time, rest your fingertips on the ground beside you. Lengthen your spine and just notice. How are you feeling in this moment? Are there any thoughts on your mind you can set to the side? You relax your forehead more. You can stay for another breath. And then let your eyes open. We're going to move to tabletop. You can find your way to your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Maybe give your hips a gentle sway side to side too. But then tuck your toes under and lift your knees into downward facing dog. You may pedal your feet a few times. Press into your hands. Let your head get a little heavier. Take a slow breath in and out. Do that again. Just a nice slow breath in and out. Using your next inhale to look forwards and exhale, walking all the way up to the top of your mat. Take an inhale to lift halfway up and exhale to fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reach up, and exhale, lower your arms down to your sides. We're gonna step our feet wide, turning our toes out and then bending our knees. Now we're gonna keep our chest lifted, but your hands could rest on your legs or your hips, or maybe you will bring them out wide. But just notice your feet. See if you can widen them just a little bit more so that the knees are nice and bent and you're in a really wide squat. Notice your toes. Can you float them? Can you drop them? And then maybe see if the heels want to lift, balance on the balls of the feet. Use your toes as little claws too, but bend those knees nice and soft through those hips. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. And if you're floating any part of the feet, or maybe just one foot, bring everything down. Straighten the legs too. Turn your toes to point forwards, maybe even in slightly. Lengthen your spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to lean forwards. Your hands could come to the ground or stay on your hips. You could sway a little bit here, maybe forwards and backwards, maybe side to side. You can bend your knees or not, but let your upper body get a bit heavier. Your head as well. And just feel the length through your legs. Awesome work, you guys. Start to bend your knees a little bit more. Take an inhale to come all the way up to standing. We're going to step our feet all the way back together, heel toe or step. Find the top of your mat if you rotated like I did though. And then roll your shoulders back and down. As you inhale, reach up and exhale, fold forwards. Inhale into a half lift and exhale to fold. Plant your hands, take your feet back into downward facing dog. Let's bring our feet together. You can inhale your right foot up. Any amount, press into your hands, send your hips, your right foot and leg as high as they possibly can be. Let your head, your chest get a little heavier. Stay for an inhale. As you exhale, lower your right foot down and switch sides. Inhale your left foot up. Any amount. Can you pretend there's a string around the toes or the ankles trying to lift you higher through the hips, that left leg? Press into the ground. Stay for an inhale and let the exhale bring your left foot down. Inhale, gaze forwards and exhale, walk on up to the top of your mat. Inhale into a half lift. Once you get there, and as you exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reach up. Exhale, lower your arms to your sides. Find that nice wide squat again. Toes out, knees bent, chest lifted. Okay, this time, maybe the toes want to lift, then maybe not. The heels could too, just to wake up the legs a little more. But then drop your heels down. See if you can lean forwards a little bit. Maybe rest your hands on the inside of the legs a little. You can sway. If you want to sway, you can lean forwards, but our knees are staying bent. They're staying open. And as you drop your chest forwards, you might feel your hips more. Keep those knees open. And if you are leaning forward, start to lift again. Lift your hands off of your legs too. One more chance to maybe widen the feet. Float the toes. Drop the toes. Float the heels. Lift that chest a little more. Drop your heels down. Straighten your legs. Turn your toes forwards, maybe in slightly. Maybe widen the feet a little bit too. Lengthen the spine again. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forwards. Hands to the ground if you'd like. Sway if you want to, or just fold and be still and breathe. Now, if your hands are touching the ground, we can lift the chest a little bit halfway. We can walk our hands over towards our right foot and maybe give that leg a nice hug. You can start to move your upper body back through center, maybe into a half lift of sorts. And then maybe you're walking your hands over towards your left foot, maybe holding the leg, hugging the leg. Maybe not quite. Awesome job, you guys. Come back through center with that upper body half lift. If it's available, press into your fingertips. Maybe try to float your toes. Maybe drop your toes, try to float your heels. Drop your heels, come all the way up to standing. Heel toe, step everything back in together. Roll your shoulders back and down. And take an inhale to reach up. As you exhale, fold forwards. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale to fold down, planting your hands and stepping back to downward facing dog. Keep your feet just about hip-width apart, but maybe pedal them. Lift and lower your heels. Bend and straighten the knees and then keep pushing into your hands. Send your chest back. Let your head get heavier. Feel the length of your arms, your shoulders. Stay for an inhale. And as you exhale, lower your knees down. Bring them nice and wide, your big toes together, and find child's pose. Rest your forehead. Soften your shoulder. Just notice your breath again. When you feel ready to move, you can find your way to a tabletop. Bring your knees in. Maybe give your hips a gentle sway. Now we're going to reach our left arm forwards and the right arm's going to tuck under the chest. You can come straight down, or you can try to bring your right shoulder close to that left knee, so moving across the mat a little bit, adding a bit of a twist. But if we can bring that right arm and shoulder all the way to the ground, and same with our head. You might be on your cheek. You might even start to look up, rolling to the back of the head, the left arm. It might want to lift, but if it does, just tuck that hand behind you, maybe to your low back. Maybe to your right hip, bit of a twist, but also shoulder stretch. Stay for another breath or two. And then you can unwind yourself, lift back up. All the way to tabletop. A little sway of the hips if you'd like. And then you can decide, right arm reaching forwards, left coming under the chest. You can come straight down. You don't have to twist. You can also try to bring that left shoulder nice and close to the right knee. So get it as close as it can go. Drop it down, rest your head. And then as you maybe take a peek up, what does that right arm want to do? It might lift, it might not, it might find that left hip. Stay for another breath or two. You can start to unwind or lift back up all the way to tabletop. Shake it out a little bit, but then eventually sitting down. Giving your knees a hug or a squeeze. Just notice how you are feeling. What areas of your body have some sensations flowing? You can lay down on your back when you're ready. Maybe hugging your knees to your chest. Maybe sway side to side. Maybe lifting your feet up a little bit more. Find some length through the legs. Getting nice and light through the feet, the toes, the heels. And if you did lift your feet up, you can start to lower them down. And sending your legs out long, your feet nice and wide. Resting your arm somewhere comfortable. And finding some stillness again. As always, I encourage you to stay here for as long as you have time for today. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.